Good morning and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome for the oral communication of grade 5-3. John Powell said, "Communication works for those who work at it." Today you will witness as you see how well our students have worked at it. So without any delay, let's begin the oral communication of grade 5-3.
I, Gloria and Swara have got a message for the World Conference on Women, Beijing, China, read by Mercedes Wilson of the Family of the Americas, by Mother Teresa, Nobel Peace Prize 1971, September 1995. Dear friends, I am praying for God's blessing on all who are taking part in the 4th World Conference on Women in Beijing. I hope that this conference will help everyone to know, love and respect the special place of women in God's plan, so that they may fulfill this plan in their lives. I do not understand why some people are saying that women and men are exactly the same and are denying the beautiful differences between men and women. All God's gifts are good, but they are not all the same. As I often say to people who tell me they would like to serve the poor as I do, what I can do, you cannot. What you can do, I cannot. But together we can do something beautiful for God. It is just this way with the differences between women and men. God has created each one of us, every human being, for greater things, to love and to be loved. But why did God make some of us men and others women? Because a woman's love is one image of the love of God, and a man's love is another image of God's love. Both are created to love, but each in a different way. Women and men complete each other and together show forth God's love more fully than either can do alone. That special power of loving that belongs to a woman is seen most clearly when she becomes a mother. Motherhood is the gift of God to women. Yet, we can destroy this gift of motherhood, especially by the evil of abortion. Also thinking back, other things like jobs or positions are more important than loving and giving oneself to others. No jobs, no plans, no position, no idea of freedom can take the place of love. So anything that destroys God's gift of motherhood destroys His most precious gift to women.
God told us, love your neighbor as yourself. So first, I am to love myself rightly and then to love my neighbor like that. But how can I love myself unless I accept myself as God has made me? Those who deny the beautiful differences between men and women are not accepting themselves as God has made them, and so cannot love the neighbor. They will only bring division, unhappiness, and destruction of peace to the world. Instead of death and sorrow, let us bring peace and joy to the world. To do this, we must beg God for His gift of peace and learn to love and accept each other as brothers and sisters, children of God. We know that the best place for children to learn how to love and pray is in the family, by seeing the love and prayer of their mother and father. When families are broken or disunited, many children grow up not knowing how to love and pray. A country where many families have destroyed like this will have many problems. I have often seen, especially in the rich countries, how children turn to drugs and other things to escape feeling unloved and rejected. But when families are strong and united, children can see God's special love in the love of their mother and father, and can grow to make their country a loving and a prayerful place. The child is God's best gift to the family and needs both mother and father because each one shows God's love in a special way. A family that prays together, stays together, and if they stay together, they will love one another as God has loved each one of them. And works of love are always works of peace. So let us keep the joy of loving in our hearts and share this joy with all we meet. My prayer for all of the delegates and for every woman whom the Beijing conference is trying to help is that each one may be humble and pure like Mary so as to live in love and peace with one another and make our families and our world something beautiful for God. Let us pray. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I, Darshil and Malhar are going to deliver the final speech from a great dictator, Charlie Chaplin. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We all want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. The world has room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost that way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us with misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gave us abundance have now left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The aeroplane and radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for the universal brotherhood and for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout this world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of the system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people.
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, the men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourself to this. These are natural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke, it is written, the kingdom of God is within a man, not one man, nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world that will give men a chance to work and that will give youth a future and old age a security. The promise of these things brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now, let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with the national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason that will give science and progress, will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us unite. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dash. I'm going to deliver a speech. That is why
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, 4 rules to success. We should know how to handle, not only how to handle success, how to handle the failures. Particularly, you are in the management environment. What turn if I want the young people to know how to manage the failure? Because any task you do, you have to come across problems. Problems should not become the captain of the individual or project chief. The project chief should become the captain of problems and defeat the problems and succeed. Learning gives us creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge. Knowledge makes us great. History has proven that those who dare to imagine the impossible are the ones who break all the human limitations. In every field of human endeavor, whether science, medicine, sports, arts and technology, the names of the people who imagine the impossible are engraved in our history. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. You take C.V. Raman, you take Newton, you take Einstein, you take Chandrasekhar. By breaking the limits of their imagination, they change the world. If you want to be discovered, if you want to be innovators, I am going to give you what type of characteristic you must have. Invention and discoveries are illuminated from the creative mind that have been constantly working and imagining the outcome. The telephone, he was imagining the outcome. Imagine the outcome in the mind. With the imagine and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for the inspiring mind, thereby leading to invention and discovery. Well, to succeed in life, you have to do 4 things. First, great aim. I will have a great aim. Second, I will continuously acquire knowledge. Third, I will do hard work. Fourth, I will preserve and succeed. That's the one. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone present here. I, Garg and Renvik are here today to present a speech on books. Ernest Hemingway quoted that there is no friend as loyal as a book. Can I get a show of hands of all the avid readers seated in front of me? We have quite a good number of them, and may I admit I am one of you as well. Avid readers like us are also referred to as bookworms by many people. We are often asked the question of what is so interesting in a book, or have been advised to get our nose cut off a book and explore the world. Well, today I stand here with an opportunity to answer those stereotypical questions and voice my passion for books. The exploration they ask us to do in the world outside has already been written about in books. And we have discovered more of than half a world that a non-reader will be able to do in 2 lifetimes. A book stores knowledge about the world, and beyond it, if I start describing how vast and advanced the imagination of human mind is, then we would stuck here all night. Books have always been very loyal companions as they improve our wisdom and keep us company without ever asking anything in return. A book gives the writer the power to create and allow them to pen those emotions that burden us. If you ever need to understand how vivid and compelling words are, pick up a novel of your choice and let it engulf you. A right way to enjoy an excellent storybook is by completely surrendering your concentration. For an even better experience of reading, allow yourself to walk through the plot, imagining the images portrayed by the writer of your mind like an elaborate movie.
The key to intelligence is knowledge, and the key to knowledge is information that resides abundantly inside books. Reading is a noble and extremely beneficial habit, because the more books a person reads, the more that individual practices thinking, and this enlightens their conscience and makes them wiser. The lessons of life packed in books are invaluable, as the reading of books is very enlightening experience for the readers. Books provide many concepts like morals, joy, sorrow, love, advice, and many more seen in science. Lastly, since I have got this opportunity to address a vast audience, I would give a piece of advice that you should never be ashamed of your reading choices. Your favorite book might not be liked by a friend, or it might not be a popular book in the society. But the way the book will affect our emotions will not be achieved by reading others' choice of books. Thank you for being a great set of audience.
Hi friends, I'm Aris and I'm here to deliver a speech, Friends, Romans, Countrymen, Lend Me Your Ears by William Shakespeare from Julius Caesar, spoken by Mark Antony. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I've come to bury Caesar, not to praise him, the evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men? Come, I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general's coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. Thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disapprove of what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak of what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withhold you then to mourn for him? Judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts. Men have lost their reason. Bear with me, my heart is in the coffin there with Caesar. I must pause until it comes back to me. Thank you.
A very pleasant morning to my respected dignitaries, my peers and the teacher present here today. I, Abhijit Pagare and Neil Solone are going to inform you about Safe Tree and Safe Planet Earth. I am truly honored for having the opportunity to deliver a speech on a vital topic, Safe Tree and Safe Planet Earth. I believe in this mantra and I will try my best to help by spreading awareness. Most of us are fully aware about the critical condition of the environment, and this is why the necessity of being concerned about saving the earth and arisen. Climate change is one of the biggest and most critical concerns at present, and the only solution to this is the active participation of people in saving and planting trees along with keeping the pollution level in check. I do not need to elaborate further about the contribution of trees in our life because we all have been studying about it, and I can assure that the maximum population is also aware of the global environmental problem, yet most people have turned a blind eye to it. It is high time problem that should hunt them, because if they don't realize how their daily activities are harming the planet and make efforts to change, then they are evident to suffer more. The rise in the global temperature, the change in the time of monsoon is major because of the extensive exploitation of the nature and its resources. And the only way to solve this issue is not only saving, but actively taking part in planting more trees. Other ways to help the environment are by reducing the amount of waste being produced and stopping littering. And this all movements can be began with our very home with very small steps of control and measure.
The soil is made up of innumerable grains, the sea is made up of innumerable droplets of water, and the body of a person sitting thinking that question is also made up of innumerable cells. Now think, what if all those or most of grains, droplets, or the cell were not present, would the end product be as massive as how we look at it now? It is said, the journey of 100 miles began with a single step. Every single individual effort and contribution in the movement of saving the planet is equally important to bring an impact finally. It is true for all kinds of changes that have ever been brought by human to the existing system, be it social, economical or political. Yes, it will take time, and yes, sometimes your effort might go unnoticed, but always remember that your initiative is in one way or another healing planet. And also remember that worldwide change starts with our very own neighborhood. Thank you.
Good morning to all. I, Varajaju and Sanchi will inform you about the global warming. Global warming is definitely the single greatest environmental challenge that our planet Earth is facing at present. It is essential to understand the gravity of the situation. The fuel which you use to power your homes, cars, businesses and more is heating up our planet faster than expected. We are recording the hottest days and the decades days ever. What's alarming is the temperature of the Earth has climbed up to the highest point, which had not been past 12,000 years. It's only gets worse if we don't stop it now. Impact of global warming. As the planet is getting hotter, we need to be collectively act right now instead of waiting for more. The primary causes the global warming is fossil fuels. Human beings are adapted to the burning, which produces coal, oil, greenhouse gases and more. The power plants, cars, industrial produces carbon dioxide, which stays in the atmosphere for 5 decades or more. This is the reason why the temperature of the Earth rises. Due to the rise in temperature, oceans are rising while coral reefs are dying. Many aquatic species are extending while the plateaus are melting. You will be surprised to know that Greenland is losing its 20% mass which it receives from snowfall. Thus it keeps shrinking as the Earth warms. Moreover, the extreme weather patterns are for everyone to see. The heat wave, droughts, floods are now taking places with the greater intensity and frequency. The rise in the sea levels will damage the coastal areas globally. Moreover, the regularity of hurricanes, tornadoes and other may become more volatile, spreading malaria, other diseases.
To tackle global warming, the time is now to do something to prevent global warming. Otherwise, it will be irreversible. Electricity and transportation contribute largely on global warming, so we must begin there. It is important to note that there is no silver bullet and we all must come together to tackle global warming as a whole. Every home, business, industry, individual effort is required to tackle this crisis. As coal produces tons of carbon dioxide annually, we need to find ways to tackle global warming by beginning with putting agriculture in the system. We must encourage farmers to adapt greener farming practices. For instance, they must till land less often and plant trees on the vacant land. On the individual level, we must work to adapt a greener farming, healthier lifestyle. To try in drive less and walk more in or take public transportation. Get in the habit of recycling and avoid necessary wastage of goods. Save electricity by switching off appliances when not in use. Most importantly, plant a single tree can absorb 1 ton of carbon dioxide in his lifetime. Thus remember that the change begins with you. Thank you.
I am Neil Khairna. The Gettysburg Address is a speech by U.S. President Abraham Lincoln and is the best known speeches in the United States history. It was delivered by Lincoln during the afternoon of Thursday, November 19, 1863. 4 and 7 years ago, our father brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who gave their lives here, that nation might live. It is altogether fighting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggle here, have consecrated far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little know, nor remember what we see here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here. The unfinished work which they who forgot here have thus far nobly advanced. It is rather for us to the dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from this on that we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that this deed shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, from the people shall not perish the earth. Thank you.
Hello and good morning everyone. Let us begin with the beautiful poems. Poetry improves cognitive function, helps heal emotional pain and leads us to greater self-awareness. Life is a gift and we are all living miracles and our lives are precious. But what life actually means to us? To give us the importance of life, we have Srushti reciting the poem, Life is a Gift.
Life is a Gift by Catherine Pulsifer. Life is an opportunity. Seize the day. Live each day to the fullest. Life is not a project but a journey to be enjoyed. Life is a gift. Accept it, enjoy it and be happy with it. Life is a challenge, but challenges can always be overcome. Life is to believe, not to be deemed. Life is a wonder if you sit back and be thankful. Life is a decision each of us makes to be happy or sad. Life is a time for new beginnings and endings. Life is a balance. Take time for play, not just work. Life is a joy for those who are optimistic. Life is bundle of possibilities if you just look for them. Life is mean to do, not to regret. Life is no bed of roses, but life is what you make it. Thank you. While we live, we have to battle with many issues. We need the will to win. Your Richa will exhibit her will as she says the will to win.
The Will to Win by Barton Bale. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough, never to tire of it, makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it. If life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God and man for it, if you'll simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, turn paternity, if neither cold poverty, famished and gone, nor sickness nor pain of body and brain can turn you away from the thing that you want.
if duck and Grimu, if besides and passenger. You will get it. Thank you.
Excellent friends, surely admire your will to win. I call upon Arav to recount the poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. The free bird lives on the back of wings and flow down in the current ends and dip his wings in the orange sunrise and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stands in his narrow cage can seldom see through his bar of bridge. His wings are clipped and his feet are tight, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown, but long for still. His tune is heard on the distances of the caged bird sings for freedom. The free bird thinks for another breeze, and the trade wind soft through the shining trees. And the fat worm waiting on a downright law, and his name is the sky his own. But a bird that sags on his narrow cage can seldom see through his bar of bridge. His wings are clipped, sweets are tight, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown, but long for still his tune is heard on the distance of the caged bird sings for freedom. Thank you.
Well tried, Arav. During our lifetime, we usually complain and whine about things that we do not have. But there are people around us who are less fortunate and are pleased with what they have. So let us hear Sai as she thanked God for what she has through the poem, The World Is Mine.
The name of my poem is The World Is Mine, and the poet is Joy Lovelet Crawford. Today on a bus, I saw a lovely girl with silken hairs. I even knew she looked so dark, and I wished I was so fair. Then suddenly she rose to leave. I saw her hobble down the leaves. Oh God, forgive me. Then I whined, I have 2 legs, the world is mine. And then I stopped buying some sweets. The lake we sold had such a craze. I talked with him, he seemed so sharp, and if I were it would not harm. And as I left, he said to me, I thank you, you have been so kind. It's nice to talk and forget like you. You see, I am blind. Oh God, forgive me. Then I whined, I have 2 eyes, the world is mine. Later, walking down the stairs, I saw a child with eyes of blue. He stood and watched the others sleep. It seemed he knows not what to do. I stopped a moment and then I said, why don't you join the others, dear? He looked ahead without a word, and then I knew he could not hear. Oh God, forgive me. Then I went. I have 2 ears, the world is mine. With legs to take where I go, with eyes to see the sunset glow, with ears to hear what will I know. Oh God, forgive me. When I went, I am blessed. In it, the world is mine. Thank you.
Yes, my dear friends, we should thank God for everything He provides us with. Hope is what we all cling to. We are always hoping for a better tomorrow. Thus, Arnav is here to express his hope in a poem of hope.
Name of my poem is A Poem of Hope by Catherine Pulsifer. When life is getting you down and you need a little hope, look deep down inside yourself and you will find a way to cope. When life is getting you down and you need a little love, go to the person whom you are the closest as the rest they are above. When life is getting you down and all you need is a laugh, find friends that makes you smile. They will even be your staff. When life is getting you down, don't always so. Change the way you think of life and life will be better, you know. When life is getting you down, take time to pray. Don't allow yourself to frown. God will help you to see the good in the day. Thank you.
You should say to yourself, I can. You need to encourage your friends too. So here comes Anushka to encourage us as she is intonates. You can.
The name of my poem is can. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world, you will fight. Success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in a state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battle don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later the one who wins is the one who thinks he can.
Yes, children, we know you all can do anything that you want to do. But many a times we face difficulties and failures. But we shouldn't give up. We need to keep trying to achieve our goals. Afni will tell us how she never gave up through the poem Try, Try Again.
Try, Try Again by T.H. Palmer. This a lesson you should heed. If at first you don't succeed, try, try again. Then your courage will appear, for if you would persevere, you will conquer, never fear. Try, try again. Once or twice, though you should fail, if you would at last prevail, try, try again. If we strike this, no disgrace, though we do not win the race, what should you do in the case? Try, try again. If you find your task is hard, time will bring you your reward. Try, try again. All that other folks can do, why with patience should not you? Only keep this rule in view. Try, try again. Thank you.
Hello friends, I am Aradhya. Today I will tell you how important it is to be a friend through my poem Still and Careless Within by Emilia Tracy. Within you I found the perfect friend, someone I know will be there till the end, and they are just not thoughts I hope will fulfill, but thoughts that will stand forever still. Still as the wind on a hot summer day, still as your friendship I'll never betray. Still as the characters in a photograph, still as your breathless, silent laugh. Within you I found the perfect friend, a mind that I can comprehend, a person I see so much like me, a mutual relationship so carefree. Carefree as a child who questions the word, carefree as scream that goes unheard, carefree as an adult blessed with a dream, carefree as water flowing downstream. Within you I found the perfect friend, with whom I can be real and never pretend. You've always been someone unique from the rest. You hold a piece of me no other can possess. Within you is reason to live every moment in time. Within you the life I want is always mine. Within you I have the perfect friend. With you I see myself till the very end. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Bhaveshri. I want to share my experiences of being alone at home by reciting the poem Home Alone. My family is gone. There's no one home. It's only me who's home alone. I shouldn't hear a single squeak. There shouldn't be even a creak. So what's that thumping that I hear? It must mean one thing, death is near. You're an adult. You'll be just fine. I tell myself as I dial 9. Was that a knock upon the door? My heart beats faster than before. I know it's closed. I've checked the lock. At least my killer knows to knock. I cannot sleep, though I'm in bed. I've made amends with God instead. If He decides that it's my time, then this will be my very last rhyme. I hear a bang and then a break. My head shoots up, there's no mistake. I turn my music volume high, so I won't hear the way I die. I ran upstairs, desk clamping hand over my head, ready to land. And right before it did just that, I remembered I had a cat. Thank you.
Be Vigilant, Not Late by Greta Zion. Pray in the time to sorrow, sing in the time of joy. Give voice to your inner emotions and trust your fate deploy. When sickness overtakes you, when days cause endless, it seems life has no meaning, contentment acquired in veins. How can one think of singing when sorrows pile so deep? Rejoice amidst the trees when one would rather weep. Give thanks to God in all things, the happy time, the good as well, disappointment when you're misunderstood. God doesn't say for all things when crystals come your way, but in the dark valley, there's always room to pray. God's patience never falter. His ears hear your request. Your axes cry for mercy when they find no rest. He longs to draw you closer. He seeks to draw you near. But life keeps you so busy. His voice seems not too clear. Then God's allow a valley where you might seek His face. A time of conqueration, renewing of His grace. God never left His posting. He did not stare away. It's you who did the wandering, so busy every day. The path you're on is fruitless, your spirit cannot grow, so God puts up a bear where you got not to go. Hence comes a heavenly message. Be thankful in all things. Perhaps enduring hardship, the bell of danger rings. Pay heed, the call is vital. God's call carries weight. Accept the change, accept the challenge quickly. Be vigilant, not late. Thank you.
Excellent friend. Believe in yourself, all that you are, not that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. My friend Siddhi will tell us how to see it through.
Hi, I am Siddhi and I am going to recite the poem See It Through by Edgar Guest. When you are up against a trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders, plant your feet and take a breath. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you and your future may seem green. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you are beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Thank you.
Nature Way. Upon a nice mid-spring day, let's look at Nature Way. With the scent of nice fresh, feel the breeze within your head, the grass will poke between your toes, smell the flowers within your nose, glass from space within the skies and light will glisten from your eyes. Hear the buzzing of the bees, climb the tallest window trees, look across the window way and you shall see a young deer play. Pick the day his hair stay low, watch a gentle cold stream flow. Know the sound of water splash, catch a glimmer in a flash. When all get an awesome sound, lay yourself upon the ground. Take a moment to inhale and listen to nature to tell her tale. By Henry Campbell. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Vanessa. Hear me reciting the poem Be Happy, Not Perfect, poetry by Patrick Award. There is no such thing as perfect. Where did the word come from? A perfect person, the perfect job, the perfect house, the perfect student. We are all human, living in the human world, but most are nice, sincere, loving, even kind. The perfect causes such unhappiness. Perfect is unreal, untouchable, except good, well done, and wonderful. Do your best, be your best. There is no such thing as perfect. Be happy, not perfect. Thank you.
Hi, I am Arish. Today, let's be a baker. I will teach you how to bake through my poem, Cheesecake. When your soul is listless, vain and weary, and you know not what to do, you need a lift, a comfort zone to sink and curl into. You need something to nurture you, to heal your tired heart, something soothing, something soft, a begin a fresh new start. And so I tried some chocolate. No good, it's way too sweet. And then I tried a cup of tea, but I just can't take the heat. I read somewhere that baking is wholesome, good and fun. And so I thought I'd bake a cake and perhaps please someone. A chocolate cake is way too rich. It's sodden and quite a bore. And so I ventured into cheesecakes, rich in comfort lore. I cracked some biscuits tenderly and formed a buttery base and blended eggs and cottage cheese in an anticipatory haze. And as I plucked it from the heat, my heart all filled with glee, blushing golden all aglow like sun beneath the sea. It cut like butter, soft but firm, just like we should be. Eyes closed, I sat and ate it up, knees curled underneath me. I nearly poured in complete bliss as it passed my eager lips, as it crept into my hungry heart and settled gently on my hands. Thank you.
That was wonderful, my friend. I am Aman and I am very worried today because my computer swallowed my grandma. Let it recite for you. The Computer Swallowed Grandma by Valeria Whitey. The computer swallowed grandma. Yes, honestly, it's true. She pressed Ctrl and Enter and disappeared from view. It devoured her completely. The thought just made me squirm. She must have caught a virus or been eaten by a worm. I have searched through the recycle bin and files of every kind. I have even used the internet, but nothing did I find. In depression, I asked Jeeves my search to refine. The reply from him was negative. So if inside your inbox, my grandma you should see, please copy, scan and paste here in an email back to me. Thank you. Hi, I am Chaitanya and I will declaim the poem, You Are Old, Father William. You are old, Father William, the young man said, and your head has become very wide, and yet you instantly stand on your head. Do you think at your age it is right? In my youth, Father William replied to his son, I feared that it would injure the brain, but now I am perfectly sure that I have learned why I do it again and again. You are old, said the youth, as I mentioned before, and have grown most uncommonly fat, yet you turn a back somersault in at the door. Pray, what is the reason of that? In my youth, said the sage, as he shook his grey locks, I kept my all limbs very supple by the use of this ointment. 1 shilling the box. Allow me to sell you a couple. You are old, said the youth. One would hardly suppose that your eye was as steady as ever. Yet you balanced an eel on the end of your nose. What made you so awfully clever? I have answered 3 questions, and that is enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen all day to such stuff? Be off or I will kick you downstairs. Thank you. My teacher took my iPod. Poet name is Ken Nesbitt. My teacher took my iPod. She said they had a rule. I couldn't bring it into the class or even to the school. She said she would return it. I'd have it back that day. But then she tried my headphone on and gave a click on play. She looked a little startled, but after just a while, she made sure we were occupied and cracked a wicked smile. Her body started swaying, her toes began to tap. She started grooving in her seat and rocking to the rap.
My teacher said she changed her mind. She thinks it's now okay to bring my iPod into class. She takes it every day. Thank you.
Kavya has a secret of success. He says, don't quit, even if the task is impossible to do. Don't quit by Rudyard Kipling. When the things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't quit. Life is pure with joy, twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learn, and many are failures turns about. When he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up. To the pace seems low, you may succeed with another blow. Success is a failure turns inside out, the silver tin of a cloud of a doubt, and you may never tell how close you are. So stick to the fight when you are hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must don't quit. Thank you.
We all love our mother, don't we? Today Sharvil will share his experiences when he met somebody's mother.
Somebody's Mother by Mary Doe Bright. The woman was old and ragged and grey and bent with the chill of winter's day. The streets were white with the recent snow, and the woman's feet with age were slow. At the crowded crossing she waited long, jostled aside by the careless throng of human beings who passed her by, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. Down the streets with laughter and shout, down the streets with laughter and shout, glad in freedom of school let out. Come happy boys like a flock of sheep, come happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. None offered a helping hand to her, so weak and timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or the horses' feet should trample her down the slippery streets. At last came out the merry crew, the gayest boy of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, I'll help you across if you wish to go. Her aged hand on his strong young arm, her aged hand on his strong young arm, and she placed without hurt or harm. He guided the trembling feet along, proud that his own were young and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know, for all she is old and poor and slow. And someone sometime may lend a hand to my mother, you understand? If ever she is old and poor and grey, and her own dear boy so far away, somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, God be kind to that noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. Thank you.
Mind-blowing, children. God has blessed us a life on this beautiful planet. Today, Shlok will declaim what the earth speaks.
The Earth Speaks by Leonard Hedrick. The turning earth spoke in a somber voice. 4 seasons I give you, its deep voice said. I give you spring when the lilacs bloom. I give you autumn when the maple is red. Summer I give you all crowned with sunshine, and winter of snow and icicle spears. 4 seasons I give you with all their joys and all their pleasures and all their fears. Take my 4 gifts and use each one
use it wisely, kindly and well, so that upon the year's last hour, a worthy record you did to tell. The turning earths broke, but once again, 4 seasons I give you, its voice was low. The gifts are yours, and yours is the task to use my gifts as best as you know. Thank you.
Well done, children. Children, we have read many stories of a thief. But have you heard of a cookie thief? Here comes Shreyans to speak about a cookie thief.
The Cookie Thief by Valeria Cox. A woman was waiting at an airport one night with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book at an airport shops and bought a bag of cookies and found a place to drop. She, engrossed with her book, but happened to see the man sitting beside her as bored as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag between which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she munched the cookies and watched the clock till the gutsy cookie thief had diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eyes. With each cookie he took one too. Only one was left. She wondered what would he do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half, and offered to her and ate the other. She snatched it from him and thought, "Ooh, brother, this guy has some nerve in all so rude. Why had he ever shown any gratitude?" She had never known when she had been so galled. Sighed with relief, her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate. She had refusing to look back at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and sank in a seat. She sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached the baggage, she gasped in surprise that a bag of cookies are in front of her eyes. "If mine are here," moaned in despair, "the others were his." He tried to share, too late for apologize. She realized that was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. Thank you.
I'm Varan and I have promises to keep. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose wood these are? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his wood fill up with snow. My little horse must think it good to stop without the farm out here between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harmless bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
Explore every avenue by Clive Norman. Never judge a book by its cover or a fellow human by their exterior. Thought the first impression may well be right. It may also hide a deeper, hide and solitary, a spiritual being within. A spring hides its summer beauty beneath winter soils, revealing itself when the time is right. Be patient with an open mind, and who knows what may be blossoming beneath the surface when you know I or deeper within. Explore every avenue. Thank you.
Vismay will speak about the case of the missing cookies.
The case of the missing cookies by Aaron Davidson. I am taking my parents to court to prove that I am innocent kid. The judge will most surely agree that they are wrong about what I did. Just because all my fingers were sticky and chocolate was on my face doesn't mean I stole those cookies. So there, I arrest my case. What's that you say? You need more proof? I have an alibi. When the cookies got stolen, I was outside. Now I ask you, why should I lie? You have no witnesses on your side, just circumstantial lies. I think the real crook snuck inside in a masterful disguise. Maybe he disguised as me. I really cannot say. All I know is I did not steal any cookies that day. Now, Judge, I ask for some pity. So please instruct the jury. And to say it, I am not guilty. And to say it in a hurry. My folks are looking quite annoyed that I have taken things this far. But it's not as if they caused me with my hands in the cookie jar. The jury is back. The verdict's in. Guilty, they can't mean me. I gather all the evidence that should have set me free. Where did I go wrong? And now what will my sentence be? 3 years of washing dishes. No way, they can't mean me. The next time I take my parents to court, I will make sure that what I am saying is actually the truth. Thank you.
Vivian is very confused with the English language. Let us know more about his confusion as he recites English oddities.
English Oddities by Adam Sherman. The English language is quite odd. It must be a different sort of soul who thought this mess all out. He really didn't know what talking was about. After all, more than one mouse is mice. But on my block we have houses, not dice. A goose can fly with a bunch of geese, but in Canada I have not seen a herd of meals. One man and a maid for a matchman. Then you know as well as that pan isn't ever pen. I put a foot down and stand on my both feet, but I wear some boots to definitely not beat. I pull a tooth and have a gap in my teeth, but I fear it's not boots, not beats. This is one, and two or more are these, and I get one kiss, but not several keys. How about a brother or a group of brethren, whereas a lovely mother won't meet mother? Then there's pronouns he, his and him, but you shan't say she, his and him. As you know, it's tough like word like bow. Woofing and cough and cookie dough and other things you start to eat. Is how people take boats straight down the street. And why does nose sound like clothes? Why tell me, it's goose and moose then choose. I still haven't got a single solitary clue. And they tell me I have been talking since 2. Thank you.
Yash Gaikwad wishes to be in charge of the world. Hear him what he was to say if he was in charge of the world.
If I were in charge of the world by Julian Worst. If I were in charge of the world, it'd cancel on me Monday morning, allergy shot and also Sarah Steinberg. If I were in charge of the world, there did be brighter night lights, healthier and hamsters, basketball basket 48 inches lower. If I were in charge of the world, you wouldn't have lonely, you wouldn't have clean, you wouldn't have bedtimes, or don't punch your sister, you wouldn't even have sister. If I were in charge of the world, a chocolate sundae with a whipped cream and nuts would be a vegetable, and all 007 movies would be G, and a person who sometimes forget to brush and sometimes forget to flush would be still allowed to be in charge of the world. Thank you.
Siley will recite the poem If All the Raindrops.
If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh what a rain that would be! Standing outside with my mouth open wide, ah 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 ah. If all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh what a rain that would be! If all the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh what a snow that would be! Standing outside with my mouth open wide, ah 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 ah. If all the snowflakes were candy bars and milkshakes, oh what a snow that would be! If all the sunbeams were bubble gum and ice cream, oh what a sun that would be! Standing outside with my mouth open wide, ah ah ah
If all this means what bubble gum and ice cream or water that would be. Thank you.
Vrishali will recite the poem Life is but a stopping place.
My poem name is Life is but a storming play. Life is but a storming play, place to what to be. A lace to all the road, to sweet enter. We all had different journeys, different all the way. We all had different great some things, but next to read something, but net for prey. Stay all destination in a place. For different thing we know, for something join us quickly, for something join us slow, and when the joiners find enter, we click a great store. Or find any entering place to dage with a trade. Life is but a storming play. Thank you.
I am Yash Gite. The name of my poem is Daffodils by William Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er valleys and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continues as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw at a glance, tossing their head in sprightly dance. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Thank you.
Adventures of Isabel by Ogden Nash. Isabel met an enormous bear. Isabel didn't care. The bear was hungry, the bear was ravenous. The bear's big mouth was cruel and cavernous. The bear said, Isabel, glad to meet you. How do, Isabel, now I'll eat you. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She washed her hands, she straightened her hair up. Then Isabel quietly ate the bear up. Once in a night as black as pitch, Isabel met a wicked old witch. The witch's face was crossed and wrinkled. The witch's gums with teeth were sprinkled. Ho, ho, as Isabel, the old witch crowed, I'll turn you into an ugly toad. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She showed no rage, she showed no rancor, but she turned the witch into milk and drank her. Isabel met a hideous giant. Isabel continued self-reliant. The giant was hairy, the giant was horrid. He had one eye in the middle of his forehead. Good morning, Isabel, the giant said. I'll grind your bones and make my bread. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She nibbled the zwieback that she always fed off, and when it was gone, she cut the giant's head off. Isabel met a troublesome doctor. He punched and he poked till he really shocked her. The doctor's talk was of cough and chills, and the doctor's satchel bugger with pills. The doctor said unto Isabel, swallow this, it will make you well. Isabel didn't worry. Isabel didn't scream or scurry. She took those pills from the pill counter, and then Isabel calmly cured the doctor. Thank you.
Teacher's Pest by Roman Mandril. It was an usual day at school, and teacher seemed quite stern. She glared at us and did not smile and scold us to learn. I sat in silence, glumping, twiddling my both thumbs, and tried my best to concentrate on multiplication sums. Teacher sat down in her chair with glasses on her nose. When her scolding stopped, we looked and she just froze. A spider has descended from its home up on the ceiling, and she just sat there transfixed, devoid of any feeling. Her face was like a galley mask, her eyes looked up in fear. As the spider peered at her, one thing was made quite clear.
Teachers are also humans. They have fears like you and me. That's what I learned in school today. My heart was filled with glee. Thank you.
Excellent friend. Believe in yourself. All that you are. Not that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle. My friend Siddhi will tell us how to see it through.
Hi, I am Siddhi and I am going to recite the poem See It Through by Edgar Guest. When you are up against a trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders, plant your feet and take a breath. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you are beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Thank you.
I request our headmistress to kindly say a few words expressing her feelings on this oral communication.
Dear parents and students, I am sure you must have enjoyed viewing the wonderful video of oral communication. I am also delighted to see the students putting up their best efforts towards oral communication. In the pandemic situation, it is not an easy task, but you have managed to do well. I appreciate you parents for cooperating with the teacher and helping your board to give out their best. Congratulations to all the students for the success of this oral communication. With the busy schedules of the online classes, it wasn't easy for you and the teacher, but still you are doing your best to show your talents to us in such a beautiful way. The way you recited the poems is commendable and I am happy to witness it. Dear students, it is a challenging task in this pandemic to perform without your teacher being there with you. But you have managed to do a wonderful job and I am proud of you. I thank all the parents for their support. I would also like to thank our teacher educators, Teacher Cecilia, and our supervisor, Teacher Essa Bansod, for their encouraging support and guidance. Dear students, as you know, the situations at the moment is not good. So stay at home and stay safe. May God bless you all.
Thank you, sister. Before we draw the curtain, on behalf of students of grade 5-3, I take this opportunity to thank our manager, Reverend Father Diane Lobo SJ, for his constant motivation and support to make this event grand success. I thank our headmistress, Sister Sumitra Parmar. Our heartfelt gratitude to our supervisor, Teacher Esther Bansod. We are immensely thankful to Teacher Jayasri for her technical expertise and for compiling the videos. Most of all, we thank all the parents who went out of their way to support us and make this show a thumping success. I request Teacher Priscilla to take over.
Here we come to an end of the show. And how can I forget you, my dear children? Thank you. Without your efforts and hard work, this event would have not been successful. May God bless you all. Have a fabulous day.